Alright guys, J-Minerrr here, and today we are going to do a quick walkthrough of the crypto mining compound, and I am going to show you my cooling methods, how I keep all my GPUs cool, how I got my crypto compound set up. I'll walk you through the power setup. I'll walk you through each individual rig, how much money each rig is making, how I'm powering each rig, what CPU and setup each rig is running, and just get you guys, man, an up close and personal view of where the magic happens in the crypto mining compound. All right, guys, so like I said, give you a quick walkthrough. I'm gonna start from A to Z, show you my cooling methods, my planned cooling methods, because, I'll give you an update on that. Those have been slowed down a little bit. We'll get to that, all right? So, if you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're not already a J-Minerrr YouTube channel subscriber, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you subscribe to the channel, because we're gonna bring you more videos, and you wanna stay tuned. Make sure you get those alerts for the new videos when I bring them to you. Okay, guys, so like I said, I'm gonna give you guys a quick tour of the crypto mining compound. Z390P motherboard at 1,000 subscribers. So if you didn't win the 500 subscriber giveaway, they do have another chance in the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. All right, guys, in today's video, what we are going to do is I'm going to give you guys a walkthrough of the crypto mining compound where all the magic happens. All right, guys, I'm going to run you through each rig. I'm going to run you through my power setup. I'm going to run you through my cooling methods. I'm going to run you through my cooling method plans, and you know how those got sidetracked a little bit due to a little bit of damage during freight, during shipping, but that's okay, just a minor setback. It has been pretty cool these last few days, so I'm not so worried about it. The forecast does not, the weather doesn't, I don't think the weather is going to get hot before I get the new one here, which should be next week, but we'll get to that. All right, what I wanted to do for you guys is I wanted to give you guys a walkthrough of the crypto mining compound, show you guys where the magic happens, show you guys each rig, let you know what I'm running on each rig, from A to Z, top to bottom on each rig. Then I also have a very, very special unboxing for you. I might have some of the most exclusive GPUs in the continental United States. Yes, you are gonna wanna stay tuned for that. All right, guys, if you have not already done so, or you are not already a subscriber to the J-Minerrr YouTube channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you become a subscriber. Make sure you're alerted when the new videos drop, because you will want to be aware. I was able to snag a few more cards at MSRP today, and I will let you guys know where and how I snagged those cards, okay? Yes, I snagged a few more cards at MSRP. I was able to do so today, and I'm gonna let you know where I did that at and how I did so you possibly could pick up a few cards. But you will definitely want to stay tuned, because like I said, I might have some of the most exclusive GPUs in the continental United States. You will want to stay tuned for that. We will be doing a rig build as well. So like I said, I'm going to walk you through my setup A to Z, walk you through the crypto mining compound, where we build all the rigs, the workstation, everything, guys. All right, up close and personal. Stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button as well. Alright, guys, so this is where it starts as far as airflow. Okay, so the key to having this many rigs and running this many rigs is airflow. Airflow, airflow, airflow. And I mean airflow, okay? I cannot stress that enough. Airflow. You got to keep these rigs cool, especially if you're running cards like RTX 3080s that have a problem with thermal throttling. You are going to have a problem with heat if you try to crunch these rigs up together and you're trying to run as many cards as I am running. Now, 6, 8 cards, you might be okay, but you still do have to worry about cards thermal throttling if you have them in an environment that is not so cool. All right, GPUs love a cool and comfortable environment. That's how they relax. They work well They work the best in a cool environment. You know, they naturally put off heat, so you got to keep them cool. Okay, so this is where it starts here as far as what I do as far as my cooling methods here, and these are just temporary because, as you guys know from my previous video, I do have a 2.5 ton air handler unit, and I will show you where I will be placing that unit in the room so that I don't have to do this. But however, this is just like a temporary setup for me, so I just run it like this to make sure the cards stay cool. A lot of the times I do not have to do this. Only on the days where I'd say the ambient temperature gets closer to 75-ish is when I have to do this. I'm just showing you guys this now. I don't have to do this. It's evening time here. I live in the northern United States, so it doesn't get very, very hot until the summertime, but that is coming up now, so that's why airflow key. That's a big thing. That's why I got the 2.5 ton air handler unit, because if I did not get that in the summertime, that room would be cooking. Already, I've walked in that room and it has been 120 degrees Fahrenheit ambient temperature. So as you guys all know, and that was when it was like 65, 70 degrees outside. And that was before I actually created this wind tunnel. And I'm gonna get to that and explain that as well. So before I created this wind tunnel, that's what I call it, my cards were getting really, really hot. So I would go into the room and I would actually shut the door and go into the room. Come in there, it'd be 115, 120 degrees Fahrenheit ambient temperature. So I can imagine what the cards are feeling like when you're trying to stress them and run them in that environment, okay? Like it was just sweltering in there, okay? So this is what I did. This is my temporary fix. As you guys all know, the crypto mining compound is in the lower floor of my home, okay? So what I did was, this is my back door here. I have a box fan here that brings cool air from the outside inside, okay? So that's bringing cool air from the outside, brings air into this room, okay? Now, the crypto mining compound is way over there, okay? But it does actually work, okay? And I'm gonna show you how. So it's bringing cool air into this room. And once that cool air actually comes into this room, okay? Oh, man, on a side note, if you guys are a TV enthusiast or, you know, are big on TV pictures, these cables are carbon Hdmi 4K cables. They are the most amazing 4K cable I have ever seen. They are a bit spendy, as you guys see. They're $239.95, but they are carbon 4K cable. Oh my God, the picture quality on my television changed so much. Your cables are your weakest link on your TV. That was just a side note, just because they were sitting there. Okay, so and this rack, oh, as a matter of fact, so this rack I'm actually going to be using for the crypto mining compound, and I'll get to that as well and where I'm going to set that at. So normally this box fan here, normally I have positioned in this doorway here, okay? So I'm going to give you guys a view from where it's at. So we got all the way over there, one box fan all the way over there, pushing air in here, brings cool air all the way across the room. And I have another box fan here, pushing the cool air into the crypto mining compound, okay? Here's where the magic happens, all right? So, start here, I have an anti-static floor because it's a carpeted room and GPUs are very sensitive. I don't want static electricity discharging from my feet onto the floor, so I completely anti-static padded the floor to begin with, okay? That is really important. I've actually got double ground in this room. There's a ground rod going outside 10 feet into the ground to actually help ground things in this room, okay? So now the airflow, it gets pushed into this room, and then I have two Caterpillar fans here. These are 4,000 CFM Caterpillar fans here, okay? These are high velocity fans that I use, and I use these fans on the server case Minebox 12 and the Minebox 8 rig, right? Okay, I actually use both of these for the Minebox 12 rig because that has the the Minebox 8 rig because that has the RTX 3090s inside of it. Okay, so this is the Minebox 8, and this is the Minebox 8 that has the 7 RTX 3080s in it. I'm sorry, 7 RTX 3090s in it. And we are going to be adding a 8 RTX 3090 and a server power supply to this rig as well. Okay, so that is 8,000 CFM of air, okay, pushing on to that server case to make sure those 3090s stay cool. Okay, all right. Now also what I have here is 2 box fans in the window of the room. Okay, as you can see, 1 box fan is exhausting hot air out, and then you've got 1 fan here that is bringing your cool air in. So we got 1 pushing the hot air out on this side, and then we have 1 bringing the cool air into the room. Okay, so it's causing like a circulation. It's getting the hot air out and it's bringing the cool air in. And like I said, all this is just a temporary fix, because once I get the air handler, I will not have to do that, because the air handler is designed to suck hot air out of the room, bring cool air back into the room. Okay, but this is exactly what we're doing here with box fans. So this is an example of what you can do if you're running multiple rigs and you're having a problem with heat. Try to create a wind tunnel as best as you can, but this here, oh my God, was a dramatic difference. This was night and day. Someone gave me the idea to create the wind tunnel, and I promise you it helps so much. I can't even believe how much of a difference it made with creating this wind tunnel. Now, I don't leave the windows open full bore except for in the daytime. I'm not worried about anybody coming in my yard or anything like that, but I just don't need to. But usually when the windows are cranked about halfway, it does its job just fine. So, and these are just regular box fans that you can pick up at you know, any Fleet Farm or hardware store or anything like that. So 1 fan sucking the hot air out, 1 fan bringing the cool air in. Okay, and those are my temporary cooling methods for the moment. Okay, now my rigs are here. Okay, that is right now, sorry for the focus issue, right now this is where the rig shelf is going to be, but this is only temporary as well. I will relocate the rigs, so the rigs will be relocated. Those are going to be on this wall here, okay, but I'm not going to use that little shelf because obviously I do not have enough space. So I'm actually going to use the bigger shelf here. Okay, so this shelf here is a shelf. It can handle, I forgot how many pounds, but I know it can handle the weight. Okay, oh, actually I'll tell you how many pounds when we go back out there. Okay guys, so that's my setup. Okay, and this is like my little workstation here where I build all my rigs at and stuff. The computer's over there, you know, all my little stuff I need, and all my GPU, little fans and stuff, mining rigs, all that stuff is down there. Okay, then power. These rigs are power hungry. Okay, so I am running about 3,180 watts on bank 1. Okay guys, I am running about 5,376 watts on bank 3, and I am running pretty much nothing, about 47 watts on bank 4. Okay, but that's my power consumption, and I always have the 80% rule here. All right, let me step over here so you guys can see a little bit better. These are all the 80% rules. Okay, 80% max power. So I always remember that, so I'm not going over on any of my power consumption. Okay, so these power plugs, all right, they're all 30 amp plugs. Okay, those 30 amp plugs run to these PDUs. Okay, so we've got a PDU here, bank 3 PDU, and then I also have bank 1's PDU up here, and I got my network switch up there as well. Okay, and then for rigs, we've got, for this rig here, we have the Evga Rtx 3090 rig. This Minebox 8 rig is running 7 RTX 3090s on this rig. Okay, and this rig is getting about 815 mega hash. Okay, all right, 807 mega hash right now is what we're getting on this rig exactly. Okay, all right, 807 mega hash. Okay, and on this rig, this is the EVGA 3060 Ti rig. Okay, this one here has 4 RTX 3060 Ti's in it, and then 2 1660s. Okay, that's what's in there right now. Okay, and this rig we are getting for this rig right here, we are getting 222 mega hash on this rig right here. Okay, all right guys, and down here we have EVGA 3060 Ti 3070 rig, which is on bank 3. And I also mark all my rigs so I know what rig, okay? So I know what rig is running on what power bank, okay? And then also, I haven't gotten around to doing all of them, but what I do is I label my GPUs so I know what GPU matches up into Hive OS, okay? So when I have a problem, if I have a problem, I can easily know which GPU is the number in Hive OS, because it actually, you know, 9 times out of 10 is going to get them mixed up, but I actually rearrange them to where they're actually in order. So if GPU 5 goes down, I know exactly which one GPU 5 is. I go right for GPU 5. It correlates to what's in Hive OS. That does take a lot of time to do, but I do it, okay? And then another thing I do is I also label my, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I also label the switches. I'm sorry, I label the USBs here. So that way I know I don't have to cord chase and see which one of these cords go to what GPU. Because normally what you would do is you'd grab it and then you'd feed the cord up, and you know, man, that's just hard to do. So if I know which GPU, this is GPU 4's cord, it's gonna go up here to GPU 4. I know that. If I got a problem with GPU 4, I know right where to go to handle that. Okay, that was a lot of work with the label maker, but I'm gonna do it to every single rig. And that makes it so much easier when you're running a bunch of rigs. It makes it so much easier to just pinpoint a problem that you've got if one of your GPUs and one of your rigs goes down. Okay, so what we have here on this top shelf right here is we have the EVGA Rtx 3080 rig, right? It consists of 7 EVGA Rtx 3080s and 1 RTX 3080 Asus, okay? That's the ROG Strict stuff card on the end there. That's a 3080 too. So we got 7 RTX for the Win 3 editions, and we've got 1 Asus ROG Strix 3080, and they're all 3080s, okay? And on this rig here, okay, this rig here is getting 789 mega hash, okay? They're all getting about 98 mega hash each 3080, okay? These are my PDUs. That's bank 3. It also tells you the amps. All right, guys, and then down here we have the RTX 3070 rig, okay, which consists of 8 RTX 3070s, okay? We've got 4 of the EVGA for the Win 3s. We've got 2 of the Asus TUF RTX 3070s. We've got 1 EVGA 3070 XC3, and then we have 1 NVIDIA Founders Edition RTX 3070. Okay, so that's an 8x3070 rig, RTX 3070 rig, and that rig down there is getting, let me see, $489 mega hash. 489 mega hash on that 8 by RTX 3070 rig, 489 mega hash on this one. Okay, guys, and then we are getting 789 mega hash on this one. And this is the RTX 3080 rig. And then we've got the EVGA 3060 Ti rig. Now, this rig, this is the EVGA 3060 Ti 3070. And 6 RTX 3060 Ti's. Okay, so we've got 6 RTX 3060 Ti EVGA for the win 3s down here. Actually, it's 5 for the win 3s and 1 3060 Ti XC. Okay, and then we have 3 EVGA for the win 3 RTX 3070s on the top there. All right, guys, special unboxing for you on the next video. Make sure you stay tuned. Like I said, I think I have some of the most, I know I have some of the most exclusive GPUs in the continental United States. All right, guys, and I am going to give you just a little bitty hint. I think these say Asus on them. I think so. All right, guys, I don't know. We'll see what's in there. We'll see what's in there. Save that for the next video, guys. All right, guys, I hope you liked the tour of the crypto mining compound. This is J-Minerrr's crypto mining compound. This is where all the magic happens. This is where we build all the rigs. This is where the money is made. All right, guys, right here. We got another 12 GPU frame that will be going to the use next. Stay tuned, that will be on the next build. You will also know what comes in this box. Oh, something about Japan. But it also says Asus. All right, that's just a hint for you guys. All right, guys. J-Minerrr here. If you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Oh, all right, you know what? One more thing. I'm gonna actually give you an update on the cooling. All right, the cooling methods. Back to that. Okay, so I'm gonna bring you upstairs and all right, guys, J-Minerrr here, and I am going to just show you guys what happened to the air handler unit. Okay, what I did notice was this little scratch right here. Okay, I noticed that was dented there. I said, you know what, I'm gonna call them. It was damaged during shipping. I'm gonna go ahead and they'll probably give me some money back on the unit, but I didn't think that it was damaged enough that it wasn't actually useful. You couldn't use it, okay? But it's not just that. What I did not pay attention to was that when they were handling it, somehow they happened to dent it right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the grates are just smashed inside of there. And his radiator vents like have to breathe. If you guys can see, yeah, they are just smashed in right there. So I actually had to call them back and tell them they had to take this back because my AC installer came and he said, man, you cannot use this. I don't know if you guys can see actually really inside of here, like it is really bent up inside of here, like really bad. So like whatever they jammed against here actually like pushed all the way back in there to where it actually like jammed the whole thing, like it pushed it in here. So my AC installer said, man, there is no way that you will be able to use that at all. So I had to send it back. But they also damaged the returns inside here. There's these like little return things that the pipes hook onto, and those are actually damaged inside there as well. He's like, yeah, man, you cannot use this. You have to send it back. So that actually set me back for my install. I actually could not install that. They have to send me out a new one. I actually had to have them send out a new one before they came and picked this one up, so I could, you know, get it installed as quickly as possible, because it is going to start getting hot and I'm going to need to cool those cards. And that is just such a bummer that it pushed me back like at least another week and a half on the install on the air handler unit. So that's an update on the air handler unit. It just, like, yeah, it's just a bummer. It came damaged, so it's still sitting here in my garage and it's not installed yet. So we are going to get that installed. So that's an update there on the cooling and the HVAC. That's what I am going to do for the future, obviously, for the summertime, to make sure that those cards stay cool in that room. We are going to make sure of that. So, and that is going to do the job. So that's a quick update. I will bring you the install on the air handler system as well, too. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Until then. All right, guys, I almost forgot. I told you guys I was going to let you know what type of shelves that I'm using in the mining compound. And I am using these Muscle Rack Pro Series 4-level heavy-duty welded racks. They are 2,000 pound weight capacity, and that's why I use them, because they can hold a ton of weight. So, and literally, I mean a ton of weight. That is why I choose to use these. One other reason is why I choose to use these is because this modular style here, you can you can actually combine these racks together and actually make like a row of them, and actually rearrange the shelves, and actually have the shelves to be as tall or as narrow as you want them to be. So that's why I use these. The other shelf that I'm using temporarily is not this shelf. I do plan on moving them, and also I plan on putting the 2.5 ton air handler on the top shelf. Okay, so I plan on doing something like this with two of these together. The room is 100 and I want to say 145, I want to say 155, I'm sorry, no, 157. Okay, so it's going to be pretty tight. I know I've got like 3 inches between the two walls, so like maybe 4 inches, maybe 2 inches on either side. Whatever the room is, that's what it is. I've got 2 inches on either side to fit 2 of these 77-inch shelves next to each other on one wall. What I plan on doing is putting the air handler on the top shelf like this, and having the rigs underneath it like that, with another shelf here. So it'll be like 2 shelves here, and I'll just have this one up here with the air handler up here, actually just like this, and actually probably just like this, because I doubt I want to put anything next to that. I'll probably run ducting over here and then loop the ducting down so that it's sucking the hot air off of the rack, is what I plan to do. And then I plan to put the other end of the ducting, the return air is going to come around the room and blow air on the other side, so that it blows the air out, circulates the room, and then sucks the air back out through here, along with this sucking the heat out from the cards on the rack directly. So that's my plan. As far as, that was a pretty good diagram to use right here to kind of show you guys what I'm going to do in the crypto mining compound in here. And I plan on doing that along this wall right here. Okay, so this is the wall that I plan to use. This wall, 157-ish, 157 and a half, 3/4, maybe 158 I got on this wall. So I plan on doing 2 shelves, start at this corner all the way down and doing 2 shelves, and then the top rack will have the air handler on the top up here, and then the other rack will come down and we'll put the miners on the bottom racks on the shelves. So that's what I plan on doing in the crypto mining compound. That's a quick tour of the crypto mining compound. Oh, also, I'm sorry, I did tell you guys that I was going to let you guys know how I was able to snag up a couple of graphic cards, okay? And I was able to snag up a couple of graphics cards by going to Micro Center, okay? I happened to go out to Micro Center last night, okay? What I wanted to do was this AMD card. it's just AMD just doesn't float my boat, okay? And I'm gonna tell you, I was a rookie and I didn't do my research. I ran into Micro Center. Somebody posted on Reddit that the Micro Center had cards. I ran out there and they had 1660s or they had the 6700 XT. And naturally, the guy sold me on the 6700 XT because, of course, it's a 12 gigabyte card. He's like, oh, it's a way better card, okay? So, but this card was $1,100 because I got like the 2-year protection plan with it for $1,100. So it was like $900 plus $200 for the protection plan. So it came up to $1,100. But this is the thing about that. That's $1,100 for a card that only does 44 mega hash, okay? When I could have got one of these 1660s, and it wasn't a 1660 Super at the time, it was a 1660, and it was actually more than this. Actually, it was like $359 for a 1660 Super. And I actually got that. I'm sorry, it was a 1660. It was not a Super, and it was $359, not $309. Okay, so and that does 29 mega hash or 23 mega hash approximately. Okay, so actually I still have them. They do 23 mega hash. That's exactly what they do. So would I want a card that I paid $1,100 for that only does 44 mega hash, or do I want a card that's $300 that does, you know, 23 mega hash? I'd rather have, you know, 3 of the $300 cards. You get, you know, 23, 23, 23, which is 69 mega hash, even if you just said 2, okay? 2 of the cards, 2 of the 1660s will get you 46 mega hash, which is equivalent to what this 6700 XT does. But you would be spending let's say $50 on 2 1660s as opposed to $1,100 on this 6700 XT. So that was a rookie mistake. That was a bad buy. I should have checked what to mine. Make sure you check what to mine before you're going to buy a graphics card, so you know the profitability that that particular graphics card makes. Because if I would have checked what to mine and I wasn't like rushed in the store right at closing, I would have definitely bought the 1660 instead. But hey, what happened was I went out there last night. I got one of the employees to tell me that there was a truck coming in tomorrow morning. He said, don't be surprised if you leave out of this store at 9 p.m. and see people already camped out waiting for that truck for tomorrow morning. And I was flabbergasted by that. I'm like, dude, people really wait outside overnight? He's like, watch, when you go out there, you're going to see chairs already lined up. And he was not lying. There was people standing outside already waiting for the next morning for Micro Center to open. Keep in mind, it's a Sunday morning, and they don't open till 11 o'clock in the morning, okay? People were there 9 o'clock the night before. So I go ahead, think I'm getting up early. I get out there about 10 o'clock in the morning, which is 1 hour before they open. I get there and I'm sitting in the parking lot. There's not a line. I thought that was a little bit weird. As I sat in my truck, I thought I seen a lot of people sitting in their cars waiting. I thought people were actually like, you know, just waiting to form the line until they opened at 11. I thought maybe I got lucky. Well, it turns out they had been coming outside since 7 o'clock in the morning, and they had a notepad, and they knew what was coming on that truck. But they did get 20, 30, 80s that day. Okay, this was today. They got 20, 30, 80s on today's truck. Okay, and then they had about 30 1660s, some 2060s, and some 1660 Supers. Okay, so what they were doing was they were putting your name on a list. Then you got a text message, and then you were to come back at 12:30 when the truck got there to get your graphics card, okay? So by the time I got there, I was number 26. All the 3080s were gone, okay? So I didn't get lucky and get a 3080. So I got on the list for actually not a 1660 Super, but a 2060, okay? And now, so I get the text message at exactly 12:30 that the graphics card is ready to be picked up. Now, I knew you had until 4 o'clock to get there to get your card. So what I did was I was going to come late. I was going to just take my time and come right at about 3:45, you know, get my card. But if somebody that hadn't claimed their 3080 by 4 o'clock, then I was going to get their 3080 and upgrade and try to snatch their 3080. Okay? Now, and that's very unlikely that somebody would have come there before an hour. No, they had to come there, I don't know, between 6 and 10 a.m. and the store doesn't open until 11. And then, you know, that they don't come back for their graphics card. Highly unlikely, but I thought I'd take the chance. Okay, it kind of bit me in the butt because when I got there, they said no, they changed the time to 3 p.m. and they had sold my graphics card. Okay, now keep in mind it was only a 2060 that I had on reserve. So, thinking on my toes, he said, I showed him the text message, I'm like, what's going on? So he called the manager up, he said, what's your name? Told him my name. He said, oh, I remember, I crossed your name on the list. He said there was a guy literally standing here waiting for 3 p.m. for you not to come to buy your card. And I just was like, really, man? I said, nobody told me that I had to be here by 3 o'clock. You know what I mean? And I thought, I didn't even tell him that I knew it was 4, but I just said, hey, nobody told me. So he was like, okay, you know, I really feel bad, you know, but he's like, I actually remember crossing your name out on the list and I sold your card. And he was the manager. So he said, what kind of card, you know, he didn't remember what kind of card exactly I bought, but he just remembered crossing my name off the list. So he said, hey, what do you want to do? I said, you know, I really wanted to get my card, you know. And he's like, all right, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. What kind of card were you going to get? Me thinking on my toes, I said a 3080. He said, okay, as soon as that truck comes in, I will reserve the 3080 for you. You will be the first to get a 3080. And you know what? I was a happy camper at that point because I knew I didn't even get on the list to reserve a 3080. I had a 2060 that I was supposed to get. So, you know, I was actually bummed I didn't get the 2060, but I'd much rather exchange this 6700 XT for a 3080 and get about probably $300-400 back and get 98 mega hash as opposed to this thing for $1,100 and some dollars that only does 44 mega hash. All right, I'm just not an AMD fan. That was my first AMD card. I am going to return it. As soon as they get a 3080, they do not get drops in my state on Mondays and Tuesdays at Micro Center. So they do not get trucks on Mondays or Tuesdays. Those are the only days they do not get trucks. So he told me don't bother coming. But he did take my business card and he said as soon as that truck comes on Wednesday, he will take that 3080 and he will reserve that card for me. Okay, I've got enough 3090, so I didn't want a 3090. So I just went ahead with a 3080, more feasible as far as power goes, and I knew I would actually get some money back as opposed to having to put some money with it for extra 20 mega hash. So I'm really starting to think about the dollars per mega hash and the amount of power consumption that a card takes. And these are all things that, you know, you learn when you know, progress in something and you start to learn more about it. Okay, so if I would have went in there, you know, now and he'd have said, hey, we got 6700 XTs or 1660s, I don't care. I'm not gonna pay $1,100, or even if I didn't get the protection plan, I'm not gonna pay $900 for a card that does 43 mega hash, and I can get a card that does 23 mega hash for a third of the price. You know, it doesn't make sense. I'll try to get 3 of those for $900, and then I'm getting, you know, 69 mega hash as opposed to 44 mega hash. You know, and that's if you can get your hands on 3 of these. So then I actually went to the case, and I actually did see these actually in the case. And turns out that somebody that came there this morning did not come pick up these 1660 Supers. But Micro Center does have a limit 1 per customer, and this is how crazy it is. When I got my name on the list an hour before the store opened, the dude looked in my bag that I had in my hand and he said, you know, you have to return that card in order to get this one. And I was like, wow, you know, like, you know, okay, yeah, I was gonna do that anyway. I planned on exchanging it, but okay, thanks. But that's how strict they are. So what I had to do was I decided, hey, let me go ahead and try to find somebody in the store to snag these couple of cards for me. So I asked about 5 people in Micro Center and nobody wanted to buy the cards for me. And it's not, hold on, not that anybody wanted to buy the cards for me. 4 of those 5 people said they had already bought a graphics card that month, okay? So I was losing in the store. So I go next door to the store. There's another department store next door, younger departments, or a bigger department store. Knew I'd find some younger kids shopping in there. Ended up finding a guy in there. I offered the guy $20 to go in to buy the graphic card for me next door, and he went ahead and did it for me. And then while I was in there in line, I actually said, you know what, I'm gonna try my luck. I said, you know, let me get that other 1660 Super. Bring that one up to the counter too. You know, yeah, we're gonna take both of them. And he's like, oh, you know, you gotta return that one. I was like, yeah, so whatever. So I got up there. What I planned on doing was trying to buy that one if I could. I doubt I could have did it, but we was gonna try it. So I was gonna buy that one first and then try to come back when they had a better card like the 3080 that I wanted and exchange it for the 6700. So what I ended up doing was when I got to the counter, I seen another guy up there buying a monitor. I said, hey man, let me give you 20 bucks to buy that graphics card that I got up there reserved under my name. He said, I don't have the money for it. I said, man, I'm gonna pay for it. You know, here's the cash. You just buy it for me. I can only buy one per 30 days. So he's like, all right, cool. So there I was at the register. Okay, I had one guy on my left buying me a graphic card, one guy on my right buying me a graphic card. Then I'm talking to the manager, complaining that they don't have my graphic card, and I'm having those guys buy the last two graphic cards. Yeah, I was getting a little bit of a kick out of that. And I knew I had the manager in the palm of my hand because he had actually sold the graphics card that was supposed to be reserved for me, and he remembered my name and sold the graphics card on me. So simultaneously, I have two people buying cards for me on my left and my right, and I have him saying he's gonna replace my card. And I said, oh, okay, cool. You know, I had a 3080 on reserve because I know you had 20 of them this morning. See, I even know exactly how many 3080s you had this morning because my name was on that list. He's like, I totally understand and I am so sorry. I'm gonna get you a 3080 when that truck comes. You will be the first to have an RTX 3080. So I was able to snag two 1660s. I was able to snag two 1660 Supers, and then I'm going to go back and return this AMD 6700 XT card for the RTX 3080. Okay, and I tried this card. I would have kept the card, but I've been mining on it, and it sucks. It only does 44 mega hash, and I paid $1,100. That's just not right when I could buy 3 of these 1660 Supers that actually do 30 mega hash. So we would get 90 mega hash out of the 1660 Supers between the 3 1660 Supers. And like seriously, for the same price, actually for less than what this card costs. So we could actually get 3 of these cards for less than what that card costs. So that was a no-brainer. I'd rather take that card back and, you know, just exchange it for the RTX 3080, that's for sure. So I happened to come upon 2 1660s, and I'm gonna snag a 3080 as well. So that's pretty cool. Just wanted to explain that to you guys. I'm gonna throw that in the Mindbox 12 because hopefully I'll be able to get my hands on 12 of these so I can fill up the Mindbox 12 with the 1660 Supers, because as you guys know, it will not fit 12 RTX 3060 Ti's in it. Okay, all right guys, so just wanted to let you guys know, because I did tell you that I was gonna let you know how I was able to snag a couple of graphic cards. Okay, that's how I was able to do it. Micro Center. Keep in mind that if you would have had, let's say 5 friends, you go out there and you bring 4 friends with you, they had 20 3080s in there. So all you would have to do is give one of your friends the cash for it. You all 5 go together. You guys don't live in the same household, and there you go. You could snag potentially 5 3080s if you were one of the first 20 people there. So that's what I plan on doing, to be honest with you, on Tuesday when I go to exchange this for the 3080. I'm gonna bring as many buddies with me as I can. We're going out there early, and hopefully that truck has some good 3080s, 3090s on it. They did have 3060s when I went there this morning, but I don't want 3060s because I don't want to have to go through the hash limiter and all that. They weren't TIs. They were just 3060s. So that's what I snagged up. That's how I was able to snag it up. I am going to return that AMD 6700 XT back to the store. All right, guys. If you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button if you like the content. And make sure you hit the subscribe button on the way. 1,000 subscribers for the Asus Prime Z390P motherboard. We are going to be giving one of those away, and we will also be doing a very special unboxing video. of something very, very, very special. And when I say special, I mean special. I think this is the most exclusive GPU in the continental United States. Okay, guys? The continental United States. All right, guys? These might be the most exclusive GPUs in the continental United States, and we will get to that as well. We've got the ROG Strix 3070, also got another 3090 white. We will do an unboxing, guys, of this, all this stuff here, and we will throw all these cards except for that 6700 XT up there in a rig. All right, guys, like I said, if you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button, subscribe to the J-Minerrr YouTube channel, make sure you get notifications when we drop new content, and make sure you hit a like button if you enjoyed the content of the video, and we'll see you guys on the next one.